Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 9th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by both Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, and others that are really putting together something very unique for the Star Wars fans to enjoy. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are now in a position of damage control in order to really get the ball rolling again when it comes to Star Wars. Without a doubt, we do know that a lot of fans walked away from Star Wars where they swore that they would never go back to it and never see another Disney Star Wars movie again. There are a lot of people like that and sticking to their word. There are even people that never even saw The Rise of Skywalker, which I'm sure a certain percentage of you guys here are absolutely one of them. Now, when we look at everything related to, the future of Star Wars, whether it's TV shows or movies or whatever have you, there's a lot going into this new universe, and that's exactly what Bob Chapek wants. He wants to really bring it to the same exact level as the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, I wanted to focus on director and writer Rian Johnson. Now, in case you guys do not know, Rian Johnson's trilogy was recently split into 3 separate Star Wars films that could very well be directed or written by somebody else or completely changed entirely. Now, the initial plans for Rian Johnson's trilogy were actually quite out of left field to the point where it really would have destroyed George Lucas's work. It would have destroyed the whole concept of Star Wars and exactly what it means, the philosophy of Star Wars, and the meaning of it all. Now, specifically, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are primarily focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's explained that both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are hard at work on developing their new Star Wars universe and focusing on the new projects to arrive on Disney+. However, it's described that recently Bob Chapek put an end to the previous plans of the Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy that was going to focus on a brand new galaxy far, far away that would take place in a new timeline where the Force no longer exists. Now, it's described that though no script was created, Rian Johnson had developed many concepts and ideas for his new Star Wars trilogy that would focus on a new power called the Vitality. The Vitality was going to be a new Force power created by these new godlike beings called the Spectators. The Spectators in Rian's trilogy were godlike beings, very similar to that of the Whills, which were created by George Lucas and far more powerful. Now, the trilogy would then focus and introduce the concept of time travel, where in Johnson's trilogy it was going to focus on a brand new power that would actually allow these warriors to witness the creation of the Force and the original Star Wars galaxy by going back in time. Johnson was essentially going to undo everything that George Lucas did, where his new trilogy would focus on multiple galaxies, with endless possibilities where these new warriors would use a natural method of traveling through hyperspace to go from galaxy to galaxy in Rian Johnson's new trilogy. So here's the thing about Rian's trilogy that makes it all the more confusing, and it almost sounds like that Rian really went above and beyond to really just try so hard to the point where his stories could be endless. Let's not forget that both Rian and Kathleen Kennedy had a big plan in place to create their own Star Wars universe. That's exactly why they created multiple galaxies being featured in Rian Johnson's Star Wars trilogy, where these warriors would travel from one to the other through the use of hyperspace and a natural method. Now, like I say, this trilogy was not going to feature ships, no starships, no technology per se that we know about. It was going to be an all-natural Star Wars film. Or movies. And that, to me, it just sounds like it's a little too try-hardish, I guess, on Rian Johnson's end. I mean, I could see this maybe on the science fiction channel at best, but not in theaters with it being called Star Wars. To me, it's just not Star Wars-y. It sounds more like a science fiction, adventure or something around those lines. That I could understand. But this is definitely not suited for Star Wars. I don't know what you guys think about this, but having multiple galaxies, having no starships, no weapons, no lightsabers, no Jedi or Sith or whatever, and just focusing on natural warriors fighting against other natural warriors in space, I really don't know how I feel about that. I will be honest. I mean, I think it's a disaster, to be honest. It destroys George Lucas's work. It goes up against what Star Wars really is as far as the philosophy of it all, and how the Star Wars fans actually look at the franchise, right? How we see the franchise. What are the basic things you think about when you think about Star Wars? Visually speaking, of course, right? You think about the starships, you think about the super weapons, you think about the lightsabers, you think about the Jedi, all these different things, right? And here, it just seems so bland, so flat for me, so uninteresting, that I don't even think it would have gone anywhere. And I'm very surprised that Kathleen Kennedy gave him a trilogy to begin with. So, with that being said, guys, let me know what you think about this entire situation, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.